Good evening. Welcome back to Stationeers. Heading back to Venus, where I got a few things on the list for today. One of which is need to make water. The second thing is I may rework the degassing furnace. Instead of using a regular furnace, I may use an advanced furnace so I can keep the air flowing through it so that it does not decrease in temperature to the point that I'm making reagent mixes. So that is probably the plan for today. The other thing I need to do is, well, no, that's it. I was going to do some mining as well, but I might have to figure out what I want to do for that. So temperature in here is acceptable. O2 is right about correct. Nitrogen is right about correct. So I'm not going to complain about that. That's looking pretty good. I restarted all my plants after I killed them off with my much overheating of the furnace. I am missing a soybean, but that's not a big problem because that'll grow pretty quick. So let's see. I think this is emergency water. Yeah, that's emergency water. That's emergency water. Can I label these? Haha! Wasta! Wasta! Okay. That'll work. So emergency water. So we will never die of dehydration again. Right? Yes. Speak to me. So the next thing, I might make some cereal bars or something like that. Something that's shelf stable, and maybe even a box of pills for the heck of it. I don't know. So it's a thought. It's a thought. So let's go check our... Yeah, right now I'm waiting on bread, or wheat for bread. Temperature's good, so I can just do this. You're trying to cool the area. I dumped a bunch of heat from this tank, which I'm going to have to do something about because we are losing pressure rapidly. So that's the amount of carbon dioxide that we are consuming. So I don't know how bad this is going to be for convection. That's slowly increasing. Yeah, at least we're gaining. Oh, it's a sneaky breeze bear. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Water, how much am I doing on water? 2 liters and 1.5, so I am limited. What are we doing here? That is the downside to that particular setup. We are almost caught up on that, so that's good. So next storm I want to make water for sure. We are not yet processing biomass. Probably about due to. You're still cooling? Well, I mean, to be fair, it is blowing a little bit of heat out. What are we doing here? This is manageable. 2.7. That is increasing, though. How much air conditioning do I have here? 7. Okay, so I got quite a bit. Quite a bit of cooling available. So let's cycle through here. And to a certain extent, I also have a couple more air conditioners working on the same. Amazing, it's the same cooling capacity. And over here, check everything. Oh, there's reagent mix. Not too much, that's good, but maybe that's all that it ejected. Yeah, okay. So that was almost okay. Yeah. Don't want to bring that number up. The problem is that furnace loses a lot of heat and it doesn't transfer fast enough. Yeah, I don't know. Pull pollutant out of here. Okay. Well, we're getting somewhere. Water, so we're going to wait for a storm to make water. I could rework the degasser, but I think I want to sit on it for a second. Throw the reagent mix in there. So I guess it leaves mining, which we could do. I got the backpacks on me. Let me change that out just to make sure. Let's go through the process. Let's make sure we are all set for a long adventure. And once this battery's charged up, I think what I'll do is I'll take that along with me to go mining so we can really haul the mail on that, so to speak. And I think I'll do a degas the ore one type at a time, just to make sure. That's so I don't get any reagent mix or minimize it. That way I can kick the can down the road for the degasser rework. Yeah, still got my mix from crap I did earlier. And eventually I will fill this up with water. Does this? So I must have 10 liter capacity. I need to grab the water jug from upstairs also. Come on, charge up. The furnace sounds hot. Give me blue light. Blue light. Alright, we're good. So that's a large battery. That'll be more than enough. So we'll do this. Start cycling. Air conditioner. Pull that out. And then this. Okay. We got blue over here. That battery bank's about dead. Gold, that's going to be very welcome. Very welcome. I love gold! Don't want to miss that chunk. I could take my rover out. I don't know how. Definitely not at night, though. It's kind of sketchy. Oh my goodness, there's so much gold over there. I might just burrow through the mountain like this. Mole Man. This is two separate veins, actually, so. But they might collapse into one. Pretty close. This will be welcome. The gold is... See, the recipe for a stack of ingots for this would be 500 ore, which would be 10 stacks of ore. So I'm about halfway there. Very nice. This will be good for O2. Although it's not a lot of O2. It is something, though. My goodness. Been the most productive pocket of gold I have ever mined.
Hunger caution.
Of course I'm hungry. Okay. Well, I do appreciate a lurk, regardless. Let me shove my face in the rock over here just so I don't get sucked away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost 8 full stacks. That's pretty good. Whoa, I've fallen in the hole and I can't get up. Well, I guess I'll go through some of the coal. More coal, I guess. Why not? Now let's just go up and out, digging through the mountain. Whoa! Dug myself out of the hill. The atmospherics, yeah, feels like it's really changed. It's not nearly as dangerous as it was. Wow. Never done that before. Okay. Well, not that I've never done that before, but... That's the first time I have killed off my mining drill. Okay. That is a wireless battery. Go ahead and just change these out. Well, let's just do that. Whoa! That's a hole. Okay, that's nickel. Nickel will be important for some things. Heck, it's here. I'm here. Why not? I guess another thought that I have is well, let's see, it could expand the infrastructure a little bit. I could divert it so that degassing happens in its own furnace, so there's no possibility for mixing. That is a thought, but that is a lot of infrastructure. And then you could get away real easy with using the regular old furnaces. That wouldn't be a problem. More nickel, sure. Nickel's not really what I need, but it's what's presenting itself to me. Biggest problem, well, let's see. Alright, so here's another thought, is the degassing furnace, I could put a second one in there for lead or something like that. Lead have its own degassing furnace because that's the temperamental one. That will start melting at 400 degrees. 400 degrees Kelvin will melt the lead. Everything else is a minimum of 600, and the margin we're dealing with at that point is really low. So ultimately, that might be the way to go, is just have a lead furnace and everything else goes through the one furnace, because that's manageable. More nickel. We'll get rid of the nickel. And the sensor lenses are about to be dead again, which means that the drill is probably about to die. Although I think I did a little bit more running around this time. Okay, that's the end of this pocket of nickel. I am not going to have enough to make this all the way through, but maybe we'll get lucky and figure out where everything is. But there's actually some visual cues in the soil now, so that's very nice. I don't think they were that obvious before. I think it was just kind of existed. Okay. That's the end of it. Oh, I have a jetpack. I can get out of here. Okay, I don't need to be that far up in the sky. Go ahead and pop that, and then. Okay, well, that was a lot of nickel. A lot of nickel, a fair amount of gold. And it looks like we're now cracking into that bank of batteries. So hopefully this will optimize my system a little bit, my power system. Throw that in there, throw that in there. Close that, close that, turn that off. So this large cell actually didn't do me any good. Because the wireless batteries just run out too quick. They just run out too quick. So let's go. We're going to run through the degasser here. And I will start with gold. So there's the orange backpack. Make sure we got the coal out of the way. That sounded very painful. And then there's that, and there's that. RGB. Okay, we're waiting on the degassing. So run through those individually will be good. But my oxygen should now be pulling stuff out, oxygen-wise. Pollutants getting bled off. Okay, a little something. Let's see what how our stuff's going in here. I ran through that room and I didn't burn up, so the air conditioners must be keeping up with the carbon dioxide filter.
Hunger critical.
This is actually a very manageable temperature. How are we doing over here? Okay. I mean, it is warmer, but we're still within range on the temperature there. You put on the suit to make it through. And then take the suit off. How are we doing on wheat? There's a couple in here. I could sacrifice a little bit. Oh, yeah, I guess I could make fries. That'll work. But I think that was a little bit more aggressive on the oil than it had been. Yeah, that's definitely more. Or, yeah. Now it's a good start. That will tide me over until I have my bread back. How are we doing hygiene? Hygiene's close enough. So a couple more. That's probably dumping some heat. At this point, I could actually... What's the atmosphere in here? A little bit of pollutant. So there's nothing to say that I couldn't dump this out into the... Yeah. Cycle to exterior. Cancel depressurize. Yeah. I can go that way. The other way, not so much. I mean, it's probably not too big of a problem, but I've got the nitrous I don't necessarily want to throw in there. But that's looking good. We've got... I mean, I'm happy with that. That's going up. This isn't really blowing the heat out too bad. I think this thing finally stopped singing. So we are finally cooling enough. Yeah, look at that. Below 4.9 megapascals, so these pipes are no longer singing. Excellent. Excellent. How's my nitrogen? That's the other thing, is this nitrogen is going to be dumping a little bit of heat as well. Not very much, 1 kilojoule maximum. Yeah, so most of this comes from the external atmosphere, and then I dump it into that tank. But yeah, now I'm pulling in a very small amount because it's a waste product of getting carbon dioxide. So this is outputting nitrogen and pollutant because the input pipe is apparently 7% nitrogen. That seems rich. But yeah, 7% nitrogen in the Venusian atmosphere. So I'm filling my nitrogen tank. Actually, technically speaking, I'm filling my nitrogen tank faster than the carbon dioxide tank. Because I've only got 5 plants sucking nitrogen. And yeah. 1 times, so. Let's go check on the furnace. should have ejected all of the gold. The lever is still closed. So I think I'm going to need to import this and edit this. Minimum gas temp is going to have to be I don't know. I don't like that by any means. This, my pressure is off by a factor of actually can we look up display mode? It's not slot variable, it's this. Yeah, because it's pascals. What I need to do for that is when I read the pressure, multiply R15 is R15 times 1,000. That will fix that. Now the min gas temp is set greater than R14 is the furnace. Min temp is the silo. Okay. So this is the furnace. Has to be above this temperature to be open. This is where the gas temp has to be for the silo. All right, we're gonna try this. See if this works for us or not. Okay. Whoops. Surely there was more gold than that. Surely there was more gold than that, but let's dump the 4 that are in here. Just to make sure. Just to make sure that they are properly degassed. Yeah, the furnace is too cold. Yeah, that's part of the problem. No, 3.1 megapascal. So temperature's not low enough for the hot valve to kick on. But the furnace is cold enough that it's not 5 degrees in there yet. Wait. Shouldn't. How's that code go? So I have a min temp, but I have a min gas temp. So the min gas temp here is based on the furnace temperature. And then the minimum temp is Oh, the minimum temp is also against the furnace here. So the minimum gas temp, that is the furnace gas temp, has to be above this to open. And a higher set point for the silo to open. Okay. Post is always open. Haven't done anything with that. So now for the cooling. Yeah. Okay, so the min and max temp control the temperature of that. Alright. Okay, so theoretically, if I did that properly and that's got enough margin, that it might slow the process down, but it should work. And that's levers open all the way. That ironically is not open. The furnace temp is too low. Huh. The silo is based on the furnace temp. Yes. Not the temp of this pipe network. Okay. Alright. Trying to think if there's a way I can do this. Furnace can't go above a certain temperature. And we don't want it to go below, but it's not necessarily a problem if it's... yeah. I think pulling the lead into a separate degassing furnace is probably the way to go. It's the only thing that I can think of that's probably the way. Because lead is the problem. If I degassed lead in a different manner, then this would be a non-issue. Because everything else could go up to about 600 degrees. Alright, so let's make it a rule that I don't degas lead in here. For now. Right? Or do we just roll with it? Or do we try chucking in everything and see what I get? See if I get any reagent mixes out of it. So let's start with, I guess, the nickel. There we go. So it might be a slow degassing process, which if it's slow, I don't mind. If I don't end up with any reagent mixes on the end, then I'm happy. That is okay. So that's my number one concern. So let's make sure there's nothing over here right now. So I just threw in nickel and coal. Maybe, yeah, okay. So as long as I don't end up with any reagent mixes over there, I am happy. That is what I want to do. Now, let's go ahead and print off another, you know what, let's do battery. Okay, battery cell nuclear. Now watch. Yeah, see, now it's there. Interesting. Let's go ahead and do, you know what, 4. Sounds good to me. What's it need? It needs Inconel, Astraloy, and steel. That's Stelloy. Astraloy is that one. work. Print those off. Be happy with that. So yeah, so I've just said print off 4, so I want, when I do these long mining runs, 1 in the suit, 1 in the mining drill, 1 in the lenses, and probably really should put 1 in my arc welder. Which means I really should print off another one, but we're going to start with that. Okay, I think maybe more mining. How are we doing temperature-wise? Oh, temperature-wise, we're doing great. We're still living the dream on the temperature. And you are... Oh, you're doing phenomenal. We're actually doing really nice. We actually got some cooling going on. So yeah, daytime. Let's go ahead and I'm just gonna, yeah, I think that's fair. That's fair. We'll do that. Pop that there just to make sure. Yeah, let's do her. Another mining trip. And I've got batteries for days. We'll go up this hill. Do I want any more lead? No, I'll jump over the hill first. The one thing that I'm scared about putting in would be putting something in like cobalt and silver. That I could foresee being a problem. So there's lead. Oh, here's a good mix. Oh, iron. I'm going to need a boatload of iron. So a bunch of it here is good. Okay. Okay. Alright, then we got a big mix of stuff here. Oh, it's gonna be a little complicated, I think. But the atmospherics are not nearly as scary as they have been, so... I just thought that was part of the Venus mining experiences. The Venusian pile driver. But that wasn't with the terrain update. I think that was one of their later updates. They changed the atmospheric simulation to be not nearly as scary. Okay, how we doing? Digging a big old pocket of coal. And hopefully I don't find it hidden. hidden cave that I dug earlier. Okay, let's go ahead and turn these off for the moment. Put our full stacks of everything in here. Turn this on again, go back for silicon. Might as well. Doing pretty good. Oh god. Kinda... Big ol' hole. Okay, more iron. More iron, more iron, more iron. Iron very welcome. Coal is only used for steel and technically hydrocarbon. So if I wanted solid fuel. But that's not where I'm going with this. So steel, and I guess I could, if I have too much of it, I could always throw it in a generator for the heck of it. Whoa, goodness! Just whatever ore I come across, basically. Well, I've noticed I haven't come across any uranium, so I don't know. I feel like that got removed. I definitely ran into it on. You know, maybe it was just Mars. I'm thinking of cobalt. That one I'm going to skip. That one I'm going to skip for now. That may be another one that I want to consider throwing through a different degasser. Technically speaking, I could do the same thing with biomass. Just so the byproducts of that furnace don't commingle with the other stuff. It's either that or set it up in such, well, series filtering always causes series issues. But another thing I could do is have it degas to the filters, and before it recirculates back anywhere. That way I can filter off the volatiles the very first thing. Okay, that was actually pretty well timed. Change the battery in that. Okay. Let me out. Okay. More coal. That's cobalt. Looks like silicon. Oh, lead. What I really want is copper. I haven't gotten very much copper. That's something that would be much appreciated. Yeah, well, luckily actually, I don't even know as far as left, right, up, down goes. I think it's the way the tools and stuff move. If you look up, your tool points down, so you can kind of get a sense of up, down, left, right. Well, up, down anyway. Left and right, you got to remember your bearings or use tracking devices so you don't necessarily get lost. Or in my case, I've got, whoa! I have a big old lighthouse at the base that works very well. It works far greater than it should because I notice that sometimes I can see through mountains. I can see my lighthouse through the mountain. But with my lighthouse design, what I was oh yeah, keep doing it. Take me forever to get back to the surface. Yeah, that's one of the problems I run into too. I try not to go too deep. There's gold. There's come on, copper, copper. There we go, copper. Finally, let's turn you off. I'm gonna be happy when I fill one of these bags. There we go. That bag is full. On to the next one. Okay, turn this back on. There we go. Very good. Yay, copper! Ever since I figured out adjusting the temperature much higher on your suit actually helps a lot with the waste gas management. Okay, that's gold. It's more gold. I want to skip the gold for now. I'm really thinking copper. Gold. Gold, coal. Oh, there's some copper over here. Awesome. Copper. Copper and coal. I guess since I'm here, I may as well grab some coal. I just lost my overlay, so that needs... I'll go ahead and plug in the 6%er just to use the rest of that. Won't take long at all. Won't take long at all. So batteries are my biggest problem with these extended runs. Okay. Yeah, coal. Whatever. We'll finish digging out this particular vein and then go on to the next. Oh, maybe. Okay. Oh, yeah, and then forgotten. Well, I haven't forgotten. I just... Oh! There's some uranium. Cool. Speak of the devil in its shell up here. I mean, that makes sense that you have to mine deep for it, so... I am so excited for their plans with that. I get to be my own little nuclear reactor engineer. Yeah, it is nice that they changed the depth of the bedrock on Venus, because that was one of my problems in my other bases. I mined down to bedrock and couldn't go any deeper, so I had to go up or out. So that makes the mole man basing a little bit harder to deal with. Give me that one piece of copper. Alright. More ad brakes. Sure, this is silicon. Go ahead and pop some silicon. Need a little bit of this for a little bit of that. The deep miner would be good too, but that's only going to be as good as the region I can find. 33%. Okay. Is that silicon? Yeah, that's silicon. Okay. I'll do some more silicon. Okay. Oh. Well, it's the end of the drill. there you go. There's my lighthouse. Go ahead and turn that off. Let's swap these out real quick. Okay, there's my lighthouse, so I don't even need to, oh goodness. Flying like a bat. I need to put a warning in my suit, too, about, storms. Because that could be a thing. Although realistically I shouldn't be out more than the warning would give me. But that might change when I have an outpost.
Hunger caution.
That's the coal hill. There we go. That's my lighthouse. You can see it through the mountain. Okay. Jump up. Oh, nope. Apparently missed the jump button. There we go. What are we doing here? That's warm. Okay. Battery. Only filled up half a waste tank. That's pretty good. And we will change that out, drop that off, put that away. And more low or small batteries. Still running good here. There's pressure over here. 1.8. Not bad. Let's check the nitrogen tank. 23 megapascals, not bad. Okay. Coolant temp, 58 degrees. Doing good. Still no storm on the horizon. We have batteries out the wazoo now. Let's throw this stuff in the backpack. While I'm thinking about it, I want to make some large station batteries. Large station batteries, battery large. I don't think I have everything ready for that, so let's go drop our backpacks off. Still no reagent mix over here? Okay. Alright, something flew through, so that's good. So this, I mean, it might be slow, but it seems to be working at not contaminating stuff, so. And this will work for load up that silo. So I got 600 slots worth. That shouldn't be too bad. Of course, gases at these temperature. 114 degrees. As long as it stays under basically 5 megapascals, we're fine. But that should be going pretty good. Oxygen, I'm still trying to figure out why the millimole. Oh, I can't get rid of that, but whatever. Okay, hydration critical. Yeah, let's go throw these in the charger over here. So we're going to put a nuclear battery here. And then we are going to put nuclear, nuclear, nuclear. Maybe I'll do this. So the nuclears, a large and a small. Of course, now I got excess batteries. Excess batteries that, if I ever sell off tools, might be a thing. So we'll go ahead and just chuck those in there. So mining successful. I guess let's go ahead and cycle in here, get some food and water, and probably harvest the wheat. Okay. Finish off the fries. And this should be wheat seeds across the board. Alright. Now before I goof this up, where's the wheat? There's wheat. Oh, I already had it. Alright, so we... seeds. There we go. And we chuck the wheat in here for flour. I guess we gotta... Hey. Close it. For it to be done. And now we've got flour, so we can make some bread. Loaf of bread. Gonna have to do some oil here soon. There we go, some bread. Nibble off the top. I know that I want to save the seeds, I think. Because I think I had to break into them. I did not. So I did not need to save the seeds. Whatever. That gives me enough for a loaf of bread. Okay. Everything else is maturing properly, like it should. And let's go ahead and harvest the switchgrass for our volatile production, because we are going to be using some volatiles up next storm. So we're going to take advantage of the lower atmospheric temperature and going to make the water while it is cooler, so we can get some more cooling into it and not overload our system. It's going to hit it hard. There we go. Very nice. So we got switchgrass. We got that going. Potatoes, patatoes. Do have enough patatoi seeds. Ferns, I need to hit like crazy. Tomatoes. Pumpkins. Tomatoes and pumpkins. So tomatoes are still growing. Pumpkins are still growing. Ferns, let's go ahead and grab a bunch of seeds. Is it only a row of 9? Yep, looks like it's a row of 9. Okay, and then I think that's what I need for right. There we go. We got ferns already. Crap. Temperature in here is acceptable. Oops. Where did I pull it out of? Ah. 1 over. Well, if I'm going to make medical pills, what do I need? I need silver and 10 fern. No, wait. Silver and cobalt and 10 fern. I don't want to deal with that right now. So pumpkins and tomatoes. That's what we need. Pumpkins and tomatoes. Everything else is fully stocked. Except for watermelons because they don't have a... I could make some room. Cancel the depressurize because it doesn't matter. Yeah, we could consider expanding the greenhouse a little bit. We don't need to go out too far, so we need the walls, just walls. That's not gonna be enough? Question mark? Let's just do one of these. See if we get enough. So what else do we need? We need gold, copper, steel, and electrum. I think stellite. Gold, steel, silicon. Silicon we can do. Gold, copper, steel, electrum. So the gold is... Well, there's steel and gold here. Might as well throw it all in there. Missing gold. And I think that's... Yeah, everybody's empty with the exception of... Yeah, I'm just going to throw everything in. It's going to stack everything then. I'll get rid of these onesie-twosies. Silver and constant tan are the big ones for that because of the filters that get recycled. I knew there'd be another stack of stuff floating around. Anything hiding in here? Doesn't look like it. Okay, nothing behind. Pretty good. No more hiders. There we go. It's cleaned up in here. How about that? Still, yeah, so I need gold to make more of these. Good to know. Yeah, we still don't have a reagent mix over here. That's great. I'm sure this is going slow, but that's fine. 413. Wow, we got hot. Why did we get hot? We are condensing fluid. This is a problem. This is a big problem. It's going to be a very big problem very quickly. And you're not... It's becoming a very big problem very quickly. Very, very, very quickly. So let's start here. I don't know if it's going to help or hurt. This will reduce the pressure in the system, so can't hurt too bad. That'll buy me some time anyway. That didn't really change much. Oh, because that. Oh, right, because that one tank is already in there. What about a liquid tank and a condensate valve? Insulated liquid tank. Insulated liquid tank. Copper, steel, silver. Copper, steel, and silicon. Alright, and the next thing is going to be liquid drain, no. Valve. Condensation valve, which comes from a pipe valve. Pipe valve. Need iron. Okay. There we go. I need one of these and open you up. There's that. There's that. It's going to be ugly, but I'd rather have ugly than something else. Okay, there we go, we're liquefying. We are evaporating, but we are liquefying. So there we go. We just drained everything out of here. So this is liquid pollutant. It's crazy how much energy was just lost there. And then these can be pulled back out, because those were actually very meaningless. Okay. Something new just got thrown in there. Ooh, we need to cool. You got too hot. Still trying to figure out what happened. volatiles. What is cobalt? I didn't throw any cobalt in, so it wouldn't have been that. So I'm not exactly sure what happened there. I don't think that would have been... It would have been cobalt and NOS. Not exactly sure why that crept up in temperature like that. But now I'm dumping a bunch of heat in because I'm trying to cool that whole system down that for some reason got too hot. 133. I mean, we're way hot. Hang on. Where's it getting the temperature reading from? The temperature filtration. The filtration system's input is what's giving me that value. Okay. So what I'm seeing up on the display over here is the temperature and pressure seen by the filtration unit. The opening is happening on the furnace temperature. So I think that's acceptable, but why did this go high? Because the heating and cooling should happen on this system. Huh. I don't know. Don't know. That's not necessarily a problem except for the fact that it's loading the cooling system again. That's the only problem that I have with that. But otherwise, we're doing just fine. We still don't have a storm coming in. I don't know what my... what the storm ETA is. I don't know what my battery shape is. We're still doing pretty good here. The amount of air from Venus that's making it in has got to be minimal. How are you doing? 104, I don't know if you're creeping up or not. 72, yeah, you went up, but I also attached a huge load. But, yeah, well, you know, I probably did a good number here with these. Probably pulling really hard. Well, actually, surprisingly, it's not pulling as much as I thought it would. Battery cell charger, 1.51 kilowatt. Feels like that should be pulling harder, but whatever. How are we doing here? Doing pretty good on the system there. How are we doing here? About broken even. How about you? You're actually cooler. And that's just to make sure that we don't freeze the water that's in the pipe. Which is down to basically 0. Our next drink will empty this system. Which, let's go ahead, eat and drink, be merry, and maybe go out for another mining run. That was only like half a liter, so... That's taking a while. Okay. We are being hygienic. That comes off of our... Actually, I don't know the water supply situation. We got 55 liters of water in the plants, so that's fine. 55.3. Why did that go up? Got that valve off. Unless that's... I think what's happening is I'm pulling water out of the hydroponics and then dumping it back in. Oh, we're out of power. We're out of power, oh no! Well, I guess that means I should throw one of these out. Yeah, we're good to go. Chuck that in there. We're going to have solar coming soon. Yeah, that's a problem. This doesn't have enough power. I forgot to grab my excess batteries and stuff, so this is not going to be a very exciting run. Typical. Typical. Silver and coal, nickel, cobalt, that's iron and lead. Look blue from a distance. More lead. Oh, there's some shiny up there. Maybe that's gold. There's gold right here. Gold is what we need. And if I process this in the outside furnace, I can actually boost the heat because it has an excess of volatiles in there. Courtesy of some biomass I threw there. So I can heat that sucker up. Which is good because it's the hot sink for our one furnace. The hot air furnace, so to speak. And the shiny over here, was that gold? That was gold. Excellent. Excellent. So if I want to make a bunch of batteries, for station batteries, I'm going to need more of this. And I may at some point want to add some more baseline power for the solar. Copper. A little light on copper. So I shan't say no. We need the copper. Taking advantage of what little mining ability I have, because I forgot my batteries, but maybe I can even set up a deep miner outpost or something. It's a thought. More gold? Holy crow! There's a lot of gold here. Yeah, let's just start here. Start at the top of the hill and move down. Not nearly as big of a concern since they changed the atmospherics. That's a different mine, or a different vein. So start here. Go over here and into this vein. Oh, missed one. Missed a chunk over there. Oh well. We'll go grab it here in a second. After I get the other couple here. Good. Awesome. Escape from... Oh goodness. Ah! Escape from the hole. And sure, we need some iron at some point, so dig up what we can while we can. Fill up very fast. Turn you off. We're gonna keep the gold in our pocket, and then we're just gonna do that. So I'm gonna throw the bag through the degasser and keep on working that. Keep on working that. Alright. 5%. It's not enough to get through that. Let's just go ahead and... Wish there was an auto run. Eventually I need to scout out some good areas for the deep mining stuff. And I don't know if I want to bring those back by conveyor system or... Trying to think what would be the most practical. Got mostly red lights on that. Probably mostly red lights on everything. So let's make sure we're empty here, and we will load this up with gold. Imagine this temperature's going to go crazy. Yep. Though I'm not exactly sure why the temperature's going down. Should be past auto ignition. I mean, it's well past 300 degrees. Clicky clicky. Okay. Clicky to button apparently. And for some reason had to make a spark. Okay, pressure's still rising. Although it's about to be out of O2, so that's not going to be a problem, but it's kind of funny. The temperature is still low. Did I pick up any coal? I don't think I did. No. So I can't make any steel. But that's okay. I need the gold. Well, I think I need the steel too. But. Okay. Actually, it wasn't Inconel that I needed. Okay, this yeah, steel is my next low point here. But that gets me something to deal with. Let's go ahead and throw the one backpack through. Still no reagent mixes over here. Good. That is doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing. And you are still just pollutant. Yeah. So this pressure... Yeah. I gotta figure out a way to manipulate the pressure a little bit. What? It's got the... Why is it getting hot? Oh, it's because of the condensation. Really? The condensation is boosting the temperature that much? Okay. Well, I guess that's a good point to keep the pressure low. Huh. Okay. Well, that's good. It means I'm gonna have to put another filtration. More filtration. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's yeah. Okay, so the condensation's a problem. Gotcha. Temperature over here. I'm a little scared now. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Come on, storm. Give me a storm. This thing's still cooking. Excuse me. Still no storm. Well, to be fair, I am sucking a lot of power out of these into those nuclear cells. So we're gonna have iron, silicon, and the biomass. And hydrocarbons. So I'm gonna get some steel out of that. Not steel. Charcoal. So let me pull. I'm gonna pull. I'm gonna pull 4 out. Since there's no storm rolling in right now, we're gonna need some extra power. So that's my thought. Gonna want to be able to make it to the next stage. No. Okay. Wait for lights to turn green and is that yeah, that's another thing is when I run out of power then this thing turns off. So this probably needs to turn over to an APC. I gotta do some digital valves on those. Okay, waiting for the power to catch up, which I don't know if it actually will. Are these things actually making anything? Config analyzer. Okay, so we're looking at like a kilowatt of power with the wind. So I got 21 total. I think all of that's dumping straight into the batteries essentially. Because that sucker's not on yet. I'm kind of waiting for a response out of that before it. Okay, still green. Whoa, hang on. Give it a second. Still green. Still green. We're like borderline just enough power. But, okay, that's looking like green. So we'll throw that in. So that'll give me some more power to deal with it. We're getting a little closer here. Okay. Hopefully that'll get me to an actual storm. Now for the I think the way that I have the furnace set up for degassing will actually work now. It just might be slow. Since I have the set point so high on the furnace low point, I don't think I have to worry about it getting low enough to stop degassing, but having it set rather high on the furnace for letting the silo empty into it, that ought to create a buffer. So I'm going to take a quick break here. We will eat, drink, and be merry. And we will just tackle the next thing. I did... Oh, yep, there we go. There's the end of the water. So, waiting for a storm so we can make some water. I do have some... Yeah, we'll do. Yeah, well, we'll deal with that. So we'll be right back. So, take the opportunity if you need it. Alrighty, I have returned. So we will check. Pumpkins are still growing. Tomatoes are still growing. Switchgrass, let's harvest those. Okay. Interesting sound. Very good, very good, very good, very good. So that'll be a fair amount of volatiles. Good. There we go. You are still paired out. Let's go ahead and crack that valve. So we have a very, very minimal amount of water here, on the order of milliliters. And same over here. So we basically have no water. Absolutely no water. There we go. We got a storm coming in. Finally, 12 minutes. All right, good. Of course, that means it's a little excessive on the amount of charcoal that got thrown in, but that's just the way it works. Okay, how much carbon dioxide do we have over here? This is actually doing pretty good. And what's your... Yeah, so we're still maintaining a temperature. So we got a temperature gradient in this whole room. I got 20 degrees set over here. It's maintaining about 22 over there and about 25, 26 over here. So that's not terrible. That is manageable. And then down here is 22, 23. At some point I'm gonna have to do something with my gases. Gas handling, that's coming soon. Maybe that'll be a next week project. Okay, so we are to the point where making some water makes sense. So we did the mining, I think. Let me contemplate. There we go. One large battery. So this is trying to think. So min gas temp is what I use to open and close the furnace. And min temp is what I use to control the heating and cooling on the system, and if the silo is open. So, I'm trying to think if this number... If I set it lower, the silo might be open a little bit more, but the problem then potentially becomes... Wait a minute, let me think about this. No, I think this is fine. Minimum pressure, I think I want 2. Max pressure 5, I think is... Actually, I don't know what the... Of course, I don't have anything set to do the pressure regulation. Wrong one. 6 megapascals is way too high. So It is pollutant and nitrogen. Do I have... This is kind of getting a little out of hand. And I have a little bit more room over here. But I don't have a good way of getting the pipe around. Other than using, like, literally that. I have to contemplate how I want to do this. So I did not leave myself enough room for all this. All these stackers take... Trying to think. And these silos, and here's the order into the furnace. And the ACs are... Okay, that at least is an independent system. So the degassing system is its own. And then the production system is not its own. What is the... what are the power requirements of this particular network? So without anything running, it is running 1.4 kilowatts. Okay, that's not terrible. Of course, the AC's on that. Alright. What are we doing? What's our time? Geesh, still 7 minutes. Right? Yeah, 7 minutes. We're cranking. Yeah, let's, since I forgot, let's dump some of the crap out of our bags here. So, insulated pipe. And insulated pipe. Insulated that. Sheets. I don't know, we could make this look a little prettier while we're waiting. Not gonna do us any good. Let's do that and that. Throw that there. Throw that there. Swap these out real quick. Yeah, make it look a little cleaner. It's actually not too bad of a view. There we go. Works okay. One big battery. Okay, so we're going to make water. We're going to be stuck inside for a while too, so what should I work on while I'm doing that? That is a good question. I don't have a silo for... All right. Okay, dare I attempt to make... Well, what do I have? Let's make an iron. I think I could probably pull an iron. Yeah, let's make iron. Let's make straight up iron. So let's do iron ingot. That's what we want. Let's do this and label requested. Do that. Okay, that is what is requested. Pop one more. We are at least processing it. It wants to be hotter. I don't necessarily blame it on that. But at least I do have a heatsink. There's one more iron missing. Okay, well that worked. Now this should be bringing up is it temperature that it's... I think that's the next step here. Oh, we are losing temp like crazy. So I can't really tell, but assuming that that's tanking like crazy because the room itself has not caught up. Okay. That is ridiculous amounts of thermal energy being dumped. So we definitely need that water, that steam to be being processed. As long as I don't end up seeing a big boom. What we got here? Time to go. Go time. Oh dear. That loaded up pretty quick. Alright, we are... Oh, that was full. That was terrible timing on that. So I'm dumping a bunch of volatile in, so oh, that is terrible. Terrible timing on that. Terrible, terrible, terrible. You gotta be going like crazy. so the waistline has 23% volatile. At least that is dropping, but I think I'm combusting a lot of O2 at the same time. Volatile is diminishing pretty quickly. Pollutant definitely is going up. But we're making headway here. Temperature here, we're raising. Shoot. Terrible. Whew. Furnace is doing happy things. So the temperature of that room is up there, I'm thinking. We're pulling heat in. I don't know if that's doing good or bad, but it's doing something. Okay, that's going up, so that's good. This is doing ridiculous. Okay, pressure in this is getting to the point where I need to consider doing that. What is it in the room over there? 1800, cool. Pressure's way up though. Stirling's 390 degrees. That's excellent. That is excellent. Temperature's going up. Temperature's climbing up. All right, good. There we go. Very excellent. There we go. We are 5 minutes in already. Let's go ahead and turn that mixer off. Start dropping the pressure. So we are dealing with a little bit of heat still. What do we got here? We have 3.5 liters here. We basically don't have anything there, but in here we've got 6 liters. And here's going to be so volatiles is going to be a problem. So it looks like 30 or 40 liters of water. Might do it. Might do it. Okay. So do 200 in there, 200 in there. Excellent. Okay. Good. Making some water. And then drop all the crap that I mixed together. Take a look at this, see how bad this is. At some point I should really consider putting that airlock in. Okay, I think we're still temperature matching. Which we're having a tough go of that, for sure. A real tough go of that. I don't know if throwing fuel mix in there is going to be helpful or not, but I'm going to grab the fuel mix canister and shove it in there. Oh wow, no, I'm going to turn you on. Take my spare canister, and I will also fill it up, but it's going to drain it. Chuck that in there and pull it all out. Combust. Get warm. Get warm. $13.90. What's the temperature over here? At least this is hot. Yeah, so we're waiting on temperature matching. Of course, the room itself is stupid cool. Can't... Can I see? Can I potentially see? I can see the pipe network on this side, which is going to be the atmosphere, but I can't see the other side. That's unfortunate. Yep, the temperature matching. That's once those rooms come up to temp, this should not be a problem. But for sure, in the meantime, it will be an issue. Because those rooms have to match the temperature of the furnace. The set point, so this one has the furthest to go, so that's going to be the toughest thing. least the temperature's going up. That's good. The other thing is I may have pulled some air in. Well, I don't think so, because the... Oh, wait a minute. What the heck? Wait a minute. Oh, this is the old tank. Aha! So this is two separate pipe networks here, because it's using the legacy tank. So that's part of the issue here. Okay, you are... There we go. So, I mean, I brought the temperature up a little bit. Technically speaking, this would work for iron. So, we're using 35 kilojoules of energy being radiated to the room. Or is it... Back pressure... Oh god, not that. Maybe that's part of my problem. Maybe that is part of my problem. Let's set it to 100. Oh, these are 150. 150. Why aren't you 150? Huh. I must have knocked the handle. That? Yeah, because I just noticed that it was radiated, not convective. So that could be a problem. Back pressure regulator. Can I possibly... do that?
Hunger caution.
Wait, that doesn't even have power. Yeah, that's a problem, isn't it? That is a problem. Pull out my sensor lenses and put in the correct... Yeah, that's a problem. So if we start here... Okay, that should help. There we go. We got the radiation down. Convection is becoming a thing. Okay, now we can turn this around. There we go. Oh, got a nice heat effect in there. Good. Okay, radiation's still a thing, but that's going down. The convection is... Okay, so it's kind of matching. Almost feel like the radiation... you know what? I think I might still need to put more air in there. Is that the... So let's do 140. So radiation... Okay, radiation's still going down. Convection, of course I'm dumping room air into there, so that makes a big difference. If we can take the radiation energy down to 0, or darn near 0, then we're good. Okay, there we go. That's good. Whatever the pressure is right now. Okay, 150 back pressure. Just to make sure we don't overpressurize. That's what it's all about. Okay, catching back up. There we go. I think... Okay. That's pretty bad. So the temperature is matching here, so I should start seeing this climb a little bit quicker. Radiation is becoming a thing again. At least it's minimal. Let's back pressure, take it up to 175. See if that, I mean, the radiation is still going up, but could be worse. Could be much worse. It's a lot less energy loss than what we had earlier, so I'll take that for now. So even this should be able to keep up.
Hydration critical.
Yeah, I should probably eat, drink, and be merry. Problem is, I don't have a pressure gauge on the room. Alright, let's do this again. Pressure regulator, increase 150. We still a thing? Let's set it to 100. Let's at least set it to 100 in there. That's probably what I should do. Convect is going down, so it's over 100 psi in there. PSI, KPA. So 110. We are convecting. Okay, so it is above 100, but below below 110. I think that number's good. So then, yeah, 150 is probably good enough. I imagine that that's now good. Okay, our convection's going down, so the room is coming to that temperature. Of course, when I was dumping the air in there, I was dumping 20-degree air in, so of course it's got to absorb some energy. Convected. 500 joules. 400 joules. Radiation's still not a thing. Good. Okay, 200 joules of energy. Still no radiation. Good. There we go. So essentially we have no more heat loss.
Hunger critical.
Yeah, I know. We need to eat, drink, and be merry. So this can cycle. What's our temperature over here? 406. So so we're gonna have to pull some heat out of that. And it's going to be one of those things until equilibrium is met, it's going to be a slow process. We are still... Okay, we are losing there. Oh, we should be empty. We are empty here. So we are now no longer making any steam. So we've got just under 2 liters of water there. Nothing here. 22 liters, so about 25 liters during a storm. That's acceptable. Of course, I think I need to use that 22 liters for the cooling system up to top. So next storm, I definitely need to make more water. Okay. We are well watered for now. And we are well fed. We can be well showered. There, we are well showered. Good. And we need... Okay, we're not ready yet there. We can make the switchgrass. Switchgrass. For more volatiles. So that's good. Go. Excellent. Wheat seeds. Let's go ahead and harvest the wheat. flour, so we have enough to make another loaf of bread. Still going. Now we're good. Soybeans, seeds. One of those plants, two of those plants still not done. Tomatoes still fruiting. Pumpkins still fruiting. Okay, ready to rock on that. Eat, drink, be merry. Now let's see, do we have very little water? Very little water until this has caught up, which it's going to take a little bit, but it's not too bad. 129 degrees. My oxygen is high. How much energy am I dumping into this? So 2.5 kilojoules and 5 kilojoules of heat transfer going into the water at any given moment, or I should say into the oxygen. So this is technically cooling it quicker, but if I'm cooling it quicker, then it must have been much hotter because we are dropping temperature. Okay, it's behaving exactly how I'd expect it to behave. Okay. Excellent. We're back to singing over there, but it's the song of my people. Because this is up quite a bit, but I am dumping a lot of heat into it. Well, that's funny. The nitrogen pipe on this side is the same temperature as the coolant in there. Yeah, it went up. We're doing good. Doing good. We could run upstairs and grab the water. Let's check on that furnace, see how it's doing. I'm in a way slightly nervous. Because it'd be my luck to leave it unattended and it goes kablooey. Which, you can't guarantee that that's not going to happen, but... 17.3 megapascals, and it's just running air in and out to circulate the air in the furnace. Wonder how much heat I've been losing as radiation because I didn't have enough in the atmosphere in this room. I'm going to have to start doing something about my oxygen though, because this is pressure's getting a little high in here. So we are about 150 degrees low, because I think it's 1577 is the set point. So how are we doing? It's doing okay. Doing okay. So definitely need more water. Degasser rework, I think we can put that off for now. Actually, I need to check and see how that's doing. I still don't have any reagent mix over here, which is excellent. That was my biggest concern. And over here, our green light, furnace is open. Okay, so we have processed all of that ore that I had chucked in here. So that's good. Yeah, lead, that's one thing, yeah. Nickel, Silicon. This would be silver. And uranium, because I don't have any of that. Yeah, I could turn you off, because I don't need you. Save myself a little bit of power. Okay. So, with the exception of having to figure out that one digital valve thing, that's kind of annoying. So that would be output ore. That might be worth junctioning back into at some point. The silos, because I think what I'm going to have to do is like shoot out a iron ore just to fill a digital valve so that the overflow can work properly. Well, I guess we'll have to find out. Doing good, so 125 degrees to go. So we're making progress. Shipping 10. Oh, right, because it's, yeah. It's a start. Feel like I'm running around doing a lot of nothing. I'm good at that. So the well, you know what? Let's go ahead and do some mining. So we're gonna have. Switch you around. Nuclear cell. Then what we're going to do is we're going to drop that there. Oh, is the pressure in here? Okay, that's not bad. It is warm in here, but I don't think that's a problem. Let's close that. This and this. That's a nuclear cell. So what we're gonna do is take these, stuff nuclear cells in these guys. And I might take a large cell to go for the mining drill, or the lenses rather, because the lenses are going to use up the energy. So let's go ahead and cycle. Oh, I don't know why that's on. Do this. Okay. Let's go see what this guy wants. He wants iron, copper, silicon, gold, coal, cobalt, and silver. Okay. We'll go ahead and load him up. Let's go ahead and pull these out. And go to town. I know there's a patch of cobalt over here, so. This is silver. This'll work to start. So I think he only needs like 50 more of this. It's crazy how much silver you get out of these deposits. I wish gold was this way, to be honest. So I can understand, you know, gold being more, you know, precious, all that, but sometimes. So I fell out of my little spiral. Okay. So there's silver. I'm gonna lose some daylight, but that's alright. Iron. Did not want lead. Gold, he wanted a little bit of gold, so we can do a little bit of gold. Actually, I think he wanted quite a bit of gold, to be honest, but I know it was 600 and 600 gold, not gold, copper and iron. We'll make a little bit of money so we can send that trader away and on to the next trader. Silicon. Silicon is on the list. Well, the nuclear cell is definitely the way to go for this. I won't have any problem maintaining the energy level on that. Okay. Coal. Coal is on the list. Digging around to make some money. Quite a bit of coal. I pretty much fill the quota that he is looking for. Trader. That's okay. Mining. I want out. Let me out. Let me out. Let me out. Okay. There we go. Skip the silver. So I think we're good on the silver. After this, we're definitely good on the iron. Okay. That's silicon. Silicon we want. Silver or silicon we most definitely want. I forgot the quantity that they wanted, but are they fixing it so you don't actually have to have the mining drill running anymore? There was a period of time where, excuse me, let me out. You couldn't collect it unless the drill was on, which kind of stinks. More silicon, more silicon, more silicon. Oh, I guess this is a pretty vertical space that I'm trying to climb. Copper over there. Copper's, oh my goodness, it's like a vertical cliff. It's a cliff. Okay. At some point, I may want to... Oh, there's nickel over here. Oh my goodness. Oh. There we go. Let's pop that in. A hydrocarbon only area. That's not bad. The other one was nickel, which, I mean, that's not terrible either. I don't need an excessive amount of it, but could always overflow some of my ores to the vending machine or something. Still not picking it up. Okay. Think we're pretty good on definitely iron, but I think copper's copper I need probably another vein. Silicon probably wouldn't hurt to hit another batch of silicon. Silver over there, copper down there. I'm just gonna go straight over to the copper. These nuclear batteries were the way to go. Holy crow. If I only need a little bit, the wireless batteries do okay, but if I'm making an extended trip, then these definitely are the way to go. Okay. There's that. So copper, probably good. Gold, definitely not good, but we'll grab some more. And I don't think I'll even bother degassing these ores. I'll just chuck them in the vending machine to sell for profit. So, the only one that I may consider a use for would be the cobalt, but I'm a little scared with the composition of what's in the atmosphere, so... Sure. Okay. Dig a hole out here. Back to nickel. Just kind of wandering around aimlessly, and that's okay. Oh, there's the sunrise. So, one thing I haven't found was cobalt. That one I may want to actually keep, though, because it's something I'll need a fair amount of, but I haven't quite secured a good supply of it. So I'll take a look at some of the different map coordinates that I have made. Screenshots for my deep mining cartridge, and I will see what I have available and the outposts that I could be doing. Let's jump down. There's cobalt. Cobalt's a little deeper. There's a sulfur flat. More gold. Still nickel. Still solely nickel. Lots of gold. I am definitely running away from my base. My base is, I think, be over that way, but nickel, nickel, nickel still. I'm just doing this for fun. And I don't know what kind of fun this is, but I'm going to turn around here in a bit. Basically, as I crest this hill, I want to see what's on the other side. Ooh. Some nice mountains over here. Some cobalt. Surface cobalt. Oh, that's pretty. Nice mountain. Okay. Alright. Let's throw you in there. First off, let's go ahead and... We're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to go ahead and do that, yeah. Next. Main base is over that way. So basically a 198 from here. More gold. The last coordinate I took, screenshot I took was of the hydrocarbon that was close to a nickel deposits. So, nickel region. So I don't think I'll have any problem, and I think it was actually this region. locating it. Let's climb the hill. I want to get on the mountain ridge. Just because I like it. Wow. Ridges. Pretty cool. It's a heck of a lot more interesting than the old Venus. I will say though that the mountains make it kind of tough to navigate. That's 0.2. That's actually terrible. Yeah, I mean, well, I've been here. There's crater holes everywhere. I've been here. Oh, there we go. There's a silver region. A silver only, which I think I've already got this charted over here. I think there's a boundary close by. I think it goes from silver only to silver and gold. Oh, there's the other lake. Oh, geez, there's my base. It snuck up on me. Oh my goodness. We got 5 by...
Waste tank caution.
5 by 6 solar panels, so that's what, 30 panels? 30 kilowatts. Hey, Mumanji! Welcome, Raiders. Just took a little expedition on foot. Doing a little,
Hunger caution.
little mining and tracking some coordinates for deep mining when I eventually get to that point. Hope your stream went well. Got that. What? What happened? Why was I breathing weird? Did I take my helmet off too soon? Huh? Okay. Okay, let's pack that one in there. 50, 50. Go in there. Oh,
Waste tank caution.
right, yeah. Should probably deal with that. Made some water, how we doing? 18 degrees over there, good, caught up. 18 degrees there, good. 40 degrees there, that's drinkable. It's not the greatest, but we can work with that. Okay, that loaded up. Should suck that up too. Let's real quick go to the trader and see if we can make some money. So iron and copper for sure, probably fair on the gold. So let's see what we got. Sell. I have exactly 600. Okay. Okay, so I definitely could have sold more. There we go. Okay. So he does not want any iron anymore. Wants 100 copper. Silicon, he wants 100 silicon. Gold, he wants 200. Coal, he wants 250. Cobalt, if I want to provide him that, he wants 200. I'll write that down. Try to make back some of my money because I spent it all. Oh, how are we doing here? Oh, I forgot. Yeah, you're still... Oop. We can go down to... Yeah, it's just a little bit of flow to keep it happy. Nitrogen and okay, so those filters are good. Okay, keep the pressure down. Temperature is, well, to be fair, I did suck a lot of heat out of that, so let's go check on that furnace. And there's no big crater in the base, so that's a good starting point. There, I think that was, yeah, all I think. Yeah, fairly certain that I took my helmet off too soon. That's why I was gasping for breath. I can hear the furnace. Okay, how are we doing on temperature? 15, 13.
Hydration critical.
What did I say? 1850 is my target. So 1577 is where it wants to be. So we're 65 degrees. 64 degrees low. Oh, we still got some radiation going on. I'm not going to worry about less than 100 joules of heat loss. But 1577, that might not actually make it. So I might need to run some gold through there or something to yeah. Or run more water. I could do that, but it's going to load the system down. Empty my bag right now. So, the tweaks that I did make to the degassing system, it slowed it down a little bit, but at least now I'm not getting any reagent mix, which, speaking of which, let's double check that. Last thing I need to do is make myself a fool. Yep, okay, we don't have any reagent mix sitting around, so we didn't mix anything. Good, excellent. How do I want to do this? Do I want to... I could degas cobalt, right? Or am I thinking silver? Silver. I could degas silver. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go get some silver. Throw it through that furnace out front. And that should a lot... Well, eat, drink, and be merry first. Eat, drink, be merry, and then we can run some silver and gold. Silver and gold. I feel like the silver would actually be better. Hotter mix. More bang for the buck. Lord knows there's a metric ton of silver around me, so that's the plan. Eat, drink, be merry. How's my hygiene? My hygiene kind of stinks, so let's... But then again, I was outside for quite a while. Only makes sense. Because 40 degrees, 104 degrees Fahrenheit. That's... Yeah. I mean, yeah. It'd be a little spicy. Okay, did I... Alright, Oh, good. I caught it. That was awesome. Did not catch that one. Bend. Bend. Oop, there's some more silver. Okay, do this. You know what? And bend that. I'm gonna throw that over there. And this stuff I'm just gonna chuck in the grinder. Ow. There we go. Good. Okay, now we go outside. Yeah, we're good. Silver. Cobalt. No, don't need cobalt. Silver and gold. Let's go. What do we got for battery banks? Oh, this battery bank's already half dead. Okay, good to know. There's cobalt. No, that's iron. At a glance, looks like cobalt. Oh, oh dear. Found another one of my potholes. It's lead. Actually, lead has NOS. Problem is, I don't necessarily want to melt it, which I would be doing anyway. Well, if I stick to silver, that at least has a use. That's a big hill of gold. Guess we're gonna start there. If I can heat that up, my furnace up, that is, the outside furnace, that will let me get to hopefully the finale of my iron ingot production. So I did have to dump an extra actually I gotta think about that. I did have to dump an extra ore to fill up one of the digital chutes. And I gotta remember if I actually needed to dump two. So one to fill up the chute and one to fill up the overflow. I forget if that's how that worked. It would be nice if the chutes prevented entry. $200 silver. Oh, alright. If I throw this through, it's going to melt it. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to have much of an option here. 100 copper. If I want to sell, I might as well pick it up. I'm here. It's here. Come on, give me 2 full stacks. That's all I need is 2 full stacks. That was not 2 full stacks. That is silver right there, though. I'll go ahead and grab that. Silver is NOS. Lead is NOS. Oh, goodness. I think lead also has some other stuff in it, right? And nitrogen. Nitrogen, actually. Nitrogen's not bad. At least if I make a bunch of silver, that's used in filters and a couple electronics, so it won't be all for naught. Same with the gold. Now the lead, that's a problem. I can't use the lead as an ingot in anything. I mean, I could still make solder out of the deal. Whoa! Don't throw me around like that. Silicon. So white. White is for resale. Okay, 100 silicon for sale. Okay. Orange is for me. Atmosphere's doing wonky things, but I also punched a hole. A weird hole. Weird hole. Alright, there we go. Need 150 coal, right? 150... No, 250 coal. I need a lot of coal. For vending, anyway. That'll work. Let's go back to the top of the vein here. Oh goodness, one of those. I am gonna eventually have to build the terrain manipulator and patch up some of the holes. If I ever drive my rover around, it's going to be a nightmare. It's a nightmare enough with the mountains, but with the with all the holes that I've put in, that's going to be a special kind of nightmare. Be the nightmare they make movies about. Okay. Get a little aggressive with the mining. I'm actually trying to see if it'll chuck me around like it used to at all. But so far I've gotten quote-unquote lucky and haven't gotten tossed around like a rag doll. My goodness, it's a huge vein of coal. That was something. Okay, that's silver. That's part of what we're here for. NOS. First off, sell 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Scratch off that copper silicon. Actually, did I put silicon in here? No, I did not put silicon in here yet. So I should probably do that. Do have my spare tank. Good. All right. This is working out very well. Silicon straight up. My, what a tangled anthill I've made. Okay, so I just need 100 silicon to sell. And we're not going to get it out of this pocket, unfortunately. So we're going to go to the next one. Lord almighty. What an anthill. Okay. Coal, we are good on coal. Alright, so let's find some silicon. Loop back towards the base. Copper and silicon. Veins run together, so I guess I'll gather a little bit of everything. It's alright. We are over the threshold for the vendor, so good. Good, good, good. Why not? Why not? I'm here, it's here. Spicy mining. Not quite Vulcan spicy, but... Oh, get up! Okay. That is for sale. That is for me. Okay, so... Gold and copper. Not copper, cobalt. The last things. I want to grab silicon. No, I don't. Is that? That's coal. That actually looked blue. It was kind of interesting. Alright, am I off kilter here? I think I am. So I notice there's absolutely no craters anywhere. It's okay. I do have my tracker, so. Nickel. He did not want any nickel. I think I already sold him nickel. Alright, I think time to return, maybe. If I go up high enough. Okay, there's one of the flats, so I think that hill over there is where I need to go for returning to base. I'm going to use my navigational abilities. We'll see if I still got it. There's a lot of stuff right here. Whoa! Oh, ooh, there's cobalt right there. We're going for cobalt. Wants 200 cobalt, but woo. This I would go ahead and process as well. Because this will be volatiles, so free volatiles, that won't hurt. Okay. I'm digging into the mountain. I'm digging out of the mountain, thank you. Okay. Some looks like some digging done there, but definitely a pothole there. There's the base. Swear there was cobalt nearby, but maybe I already grabbed it. Maybe I grabbed it last time I was out here. Okay. Wait a second, is that cobalt? That looks like silicon, actually. Yeah, it's silicon. Darn it! Yeah, well. Got half the cobalt the guy wants. from one vein. That was actually pretty impressive. Why are my my lights on already? Shouldn't be. Well, I forget how I have that called up. It might be the grid illumination. Maybe I was already in shadow where the sensor is. Yeah, this bank is still full, and I'm a little limited on that. Turn the sensor lenses off. Okay, let's process cobalt. Okay. Now for me, I'm going to go ahead and throw the gold in. This will not be wasted, for sure. So use gold like nobody's business. Some silver. The pressure is getting a little... Pressure's getting a little spicy in there. It's okay. I am not going to complain about spicy. Especially since I intentionally... Okay, so we have more NOS than anything. Which is alright. Yeah. Oh, that's nice, spicy.
Waste tank caution.
Spicy heat ball. Okay, we'll throw a little bit more in and call it good. Big batch of silver. Okay, good. You're... I don't know. I'll push the button. I don't know if it's... Whoa. Yeah, you're gonna sing for a little bit. That's alright. You're not gonna be too problematic. That's a nice temperature, though. There we go. Yeah. Push some heat out into that room. Good. Mixing our fuel real good now. It's actually surprising. I thought maybe there's more volatiles than I was expecting. That's a very good temperature. That's what I wanted to see. And you're dumping heat into the room. Alright, let's go ahead and decrease the input. Output. Let's go to 5 liters into input. Just to keep it circulating. Good. Good, 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 good. Run inside and empty out the tank before I have a problem here. How are you doing? You're doing fine. Okay. Take that off. White for vending. Let's go ahead and grab you because you're coming through. Drop this stuff off here and here. Drop that off and see how we're doing for... Ooh. Okay, we're pressurizing, I think. The temperature is just a tad low. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Boom! Yes! Yes! That worked so good. And that exported. So let's clear this so I don't make another one of those. And then... Oh, okay, you're already down to 0. So, do that. Okay. Alright, so that looked like it worked. That looked like it worked. Very good. So I got a 500 ingot of iron. Let's see. Do I have enough for copper? I do have enough for copper. I don't have enough for gold. Yeah, so let's... What was that? Nickel? Silicon. Yeah, okay, let's go ahead and see if I can make a copper. So let's see. Copper ingot. Let's grab that prefab hash. We are going to... Nope. Throw it there. Requested. Boom. No? No? Okay, what do we... What's going on here? Maybe it doesn't know the recipe. Okay. This definitely did something. That's the wrong. Let's go ahead and go device configuration. Open 1. Open 0. Okay. So it is definitely supposed to be requesting an item. And the chef is on line number 64 and waiting. So it could be that the item copper ore, item iron ore. Copper ore. So that's what it's supposed to be. So that is supposed to be the recipe. Okay. Now since this doesn't seem to be doing what it's supposed to be doing, let's go ahead and pull that out. Throw that on there. Edit. What did I say? 64? So 60. Okay, let's try that again. Come on, editor. 64. Waiting for the silo to export. So the okay. All right. Copper ingot. Let's just start fresh. Maybe the recipe for copper is wrong. Yeah, because it's not reading the proper silo. Everybody's emptying out. Since I refreshed that, actually. That's not a problem, right? Yeah, no. Okay. That's good. Good. Alright. This one is the one that I'm concerned about with the pressure, but we'll see. Everything looks good. I gotta wait. I think I gotta wait for that first. Because line number 24 is, I think, just waiting for the furnaces to be. Yeah. So it's just waiting for the furnaces to empty out. Because I reset the chip. Now, if this doesn't work properly, that tells me that the recipe for copper is wrong. And that is entirely possible. Or I'm reading it incorrectly. But you're taking forever. Well, I know why you're taking forever, too. I think I only have it outputting at 10 liter. That's just in case it overpressures and needs to vent off. You know, emergency venting. Come on. But there is the possibility that I have the recipe incorrect. So probably what I should do is go ahead and grab that. That's the recipe book. So copper ingot is 10 copper. It could have something to do with the negative 707 307 845. It's a very good possibility that that is the problem here. So let's.
Hunger caution.
Yeah, hunger caution. Okay. So let's pull up calculator, which apparently is full screen for some reason. Okay, let's pull up programmer, and I want to enter this in decimal. Right? Is that what I want to do? So negative 707 307 845. That gives me, hang on, negative delta 5 delta 7 5 6 Bravo Bravo. So that is the number that's there. Now the difference I see is that iron, yeah, this is signed, so that could be a problem. That very well could be the problem. So if I... Oh, there's an error. Well... See if... Shows me as offline. Anyway, I guess with that, I'll just run back to the greenhouse here and call it a night. So, it's unfortunate that my dock did that, but that's just the way it happens. Alright, so I guess with that unfortunate round of events, we're going to call it there for the night. So this will look a little bit different on the YouTube VOD than it did in the Twitch VOD, but that's the deal. So I'd like to thank everybody for watching, and we will catch you next time.